I forgot to turn my email off. That's not good. Hang on, let me turn off all the things that go bing. That'd be email. That'd be Twitter. God help you, Twitter, today. That'd be Slack. Oh, while we're at it, let's close out my contacts. Let's close out my calendar. What else? I'm not going to close Word because, for fuck's sake, I am behind a personal deadline that goes with an actual deadline for turning in a chapter to another author, friend of mine, actually a producer, director, mostly director, for whom I've cast, the amazing Mary Lou Belli. If y'all don't know her, you should. She's a multi-Emmy award-winning director, and I've cast for her a couple times. Short film, pilot, couple things. I also regularly get emails from her as a part of the, what the hell is it called? The Directors Guild, less formal things that they put on there, where she'll shoot me an email and say, I'm putting up material in front of the Directors Guild or over at some of the colleges or at the academy, and I need actors who, and then she'll list off words that go in breakdowns, and I will go to my files and send her ninjas that I think are amazing and that fit her needs. Anyway, she's also an author of several books, and her newest book is coming out next year, and I'm contributing to it. Yay me! So I was supposed to have turned in, my personal deadline for getting the stuff turned in is always way ahead of the actual deadline. It's hashtag so on brand. And I was hoping to have everything to her way before now. And now I'm leaving in the morning. I'm in the Torcondo. This is my Toronto condo. And I'm now wishing that this monitor were up a little higher. I've got a couple books. Let's see if a couple books makes a difference. Your first book, Outrageous Openness. All right, there's one book. And then your second book, The Last Black Unicorn. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, much, much more better. And then third book, why not, is my Abraham Hicks embossed, can you see the embossing? Ooh, journal from the Alaskan cruise that I went on. Abraham Hicks woo-woo goodness a couple years back. Going on another one in a couple months, going to the Greek Isles. So excited. Okay, so anyway, I am leaving my Toronto condo in the morning and wanted to get everything turned in way before now. My deadline from Mary Lou is not till the end of the month, which is tomorrow. But I wanted to be ahead of the deadline, and I'm not, so I'm going to do that now. What are you looking at there? Black bean chips? Yeah, and they're not that good. That's what's over there. Black bean chips. And what's over there? Nothing. The sink. Anyway, I know, Laura, I'm so excited. Oh my God. Victoria and I are going to, let me get all the places, because it's actually not just the Greek Isles. No, where is it? All right. So anyway, Abraham Hicks, they take Esther on all these places around the world. I've seen her in Los Angeles multiple times, and I've seen her in Long Beach. Anyway, they also go on cruises a few times a year. And so in October, we will start off in Barcelona, and then we will go to Mallorca. Then we will go to Sicily. Then we will go to Mykonos. Then we will go to Athens. Then we will go to Santorini. Then we will go to Rhodes. Then we will go to Valletta, Malta, which I'm told is like crazy. Like usually big cruise ships can't go there. So that's actually really cool. And then we're back to Barcelona. And this is what the path looks like. You get to see my cracked screen too. Ooh, that's where I'm going. So freaking excited. And of course, going with the amazing Victoria, she's got very, very, very upper tier taste. So when I said, okay, we're going to go on this cruise together, she said, great, we're going to stay on the concierge level with the balcony. And I'm like, I seriously would sleep in a hole down in the corner of the boat. So I'm pretty freaking excited that we're actually going to do it fancy. Because now, we bought the tickets a year ago. Now I'm like, I am thrilled to be going that fancy. And I actually had a dream the other night that when we got on the boat, we immediately upgraded to a room that was so big, a cabin that was so big that it had a hot tub on the balcony. And so I told her that we're playing Words with Friends, and I told her that in the chat, and she's like, okay, let's do that. I know, I'm so excited. Like, it's places I've always wanted to go. Yeah, Kirsten, I'm super stoked. I'm like, I'm not ready for how amazing that's going to be, but I will be ready. I'm getting ready to be ready, as Abraham Hicks says. And of course, everybody looking at this is like, Bonnie doesn't drink coffee or tea. What's going on? It's this. I don't want to run the dishwasher. I in my Toronto condo, I don't want to run the dishwasher. So I got out a coffee mug today because that's all that was clean. I used all the glasses. So I'm drinking my water out of a coffee mug. It's really heavy. I don't really understand why you want to drink things out of mugs. They're heavy. Anyway, and I also have my juice. Dun, da, da. This company makes me very happy. Alas, this company is in Canada only. Forbidden Fruit is the name of the company, and I've gone through like 6 different flavors of their organic pressed juice, organic cold pressed juice. And oh my God, everything's in French. Ooh la la. I love it. Anyway, so got my juice, got my water. How's everybody doing? I am coming at you to talk a little bit about mentoring, specifically whether you're going to do Getting Gear for the Next Year or not. Having a mentor in your life is never a bad idea. Having people that you can look to for advice, for guidance, for feedback when you've got new ideas. Basically connecting with someone who is farther ahead in the game than you are, so that you've got someone that you can talk to when shit comes up in this crazy business of ours and you want advice. So we're going to talk about mentoring in general, but also, of course, I want to answer any questions that you may have about joining us in Getting Gear for the Next Year, because registration closes tomorrow while I am traveling back to LA from Toronto. And what that means is, I shouldn't show that label, show this label. Got to have your product placement. Wow, that's spicy. Holy balls. What do we have? Pineapple, dragon fruit, and chili. Well, they ain't lying about that chili. Those are the only ingredients, for fuck's sake. Those are the only ingredients. That's a lot of chili. Ugh. Henry, that's a good question. Let me put that one on the screen. Before I answer that, the reason that we want to have this chat today, if you're interested in Getting Gear for the Next Year, is because tomorrow we close registration. Close it. First time we're ever closing it. We opened registration in November of 2016, and people have been registering steadily since then. So this is actually a risky move, and we're going to see if it was a good idea or not. We are actually closing off registration altogether for Getting Gear for the Next Year. You can't come in. You can't come back. You can't come in for the first time. And you can't be in but restart the 100 days and join us on calls unless you are in and officially in the welcome kit, in the Start Strong page, got your pre-day one homework by tomorrow, the 31st of May at 10 p.m. Pacific. Ooh, thanks, Aaron. Let's put that there. I'll come back to you, Henry. Put that right there. The reason I am underscoring this is because for the first time, we are closing the doors, and you won't be able to go, I've been thinking about doing that 100 days. I think I'm ready. I want to get in there. This sounds like a good summer project for me. It's June 20th. I want in. You're going to go to the website, and it's going to go, put your email address in here, and we'll let you know when we're open again. Wah, wah. So we don't want that to be a surprise to anybody. And that is why I am making sure to make it clear. If you have ever wanted to join us for Getting Gear for the Next Tier, 100 days, change your life, not kidding, not at all exaggerating when I say change your life. If you let it, I mean, you got to be the one to do the work. I can only present you with the tools, whether or not you go there with them or not. That's on you or not, since I like putting the or nots on everything there. I want to make sure that you're not shocked to learn that it's closed. Yeah, Nalani, you can't click a link on the video. If you click the video, it's just going to make the video bigger. You may totally pull it on my ear. Wow, I got a lot of skin here. What? Oh my gosh. All right, now I'm obsessed with my face. I'm just going to like make shapes with my face. Why do I have so much skin? Holy crap. Anyway, I'm like completely not on focus at all. Nalani, if you'll go to, you can go to BonnieGillespie.com and you'll see the Getting Gear button there. Or as JC so sweetly mentioned, you can see it in the chat. If you scroll through the chat, there's a clickable version there. The one on the screen is just to make sure that everybody sees it, because I don't want you to miss it. All right, Henry, your question. Can your manager be your mentor? Let's start with that. Sure is the short answer. Anyone can be a good candidate for a mentor. Whether or not they actually turn out to be a good mentor may be another issue. I would say it would be dangerous for actors to run around assuming that someone who represents them and who earns a commission off their bookings is also the best fit for a mentor. Because a mentor also needs to be somebody who can help you when it's time to make transitions in your representation situation. And obviously there's a financial interest on the part of your current manager. And if you've outgrown your current manager and it's time for you to make that tier jump and start looking into other managers, you are going to put yourself in a situation where you can't rely on your mentor for unbiased advice. Your mentor, if you've made that person someone who has a financial stake in losing you or keeping you, you've made your mentor someone who can't be unbiased when giving you advice about whether or not it's time to move on. So that would be where that would concern me. I would say maybe if your manager is your mentor for issues not relating to your rep situation, and then you have someone else that you can talk to about that, you might be all right with that. But, also I caution actors against, not just actors, I caution people against putting folks in positions other than what they were originally supposed to occupy in your life. And what I mean by that is a lot of times in casting, we'll get asked for feedback. You'll come in and do an audition, and then you'll want feedback. And I remember interviewing casting directors for Backstage back forever ago when I interviewed a couple hundred plus casting directors. When I would speak to them about, do you give feedback? There were some really interesting opinions about that. A lot of casting directors would say, oh, sure, yeah, I'll give feedback, or I'll give feedback through the agent or manager, not directly to the actor, because they don't want to have the uncomfortable conversation if there's something that you're then going to want to negotiate. One of my favorite responses was from a casting director who said the problem is when an actor asks for feedback, they actually don't want feedback. What they want is to negotiate why they didn't get the part. And they want to say, well, let me try it again. I can do it that way. I can try this. I can try, give me another shot at it, and all that sort of thing. So what I would be careful of in putting anybody in a position of offering you advice when that's not their job is you could shift the health of the other part of the relationship. So let's look at it this way. A casting director's job is to populate a project. As soon as you turn a casting director into a coach by saying, can I get feedback? A couple things have happened. You've just asked the casting director to leave the brain of populate the project, which is her actual job, and come into the brain of let me critique an actor who didn't get the job. So let me go back in my mind to that place at which I saw that actor do a good enough job, but not good enough to book the role, or not aligned enough to book the role, even if it's a spectacular job, because we know there's so many facets to that, that then I'm starting to think as the casting director, okay, what is wrong with what the actor did? Oh yeah, I thought they were a little bit over the top. Let me give the actor feedback. Yeah, you were a little over the top. Now, what this is doing is asking the casting director to again remember why you didn't get cast. They've already moved on. In casting, we're solving problems. We're filling a list of empty roles with actual actors to fill the roles. Once we've done that, we're moving on to the next project, on to the next gig, on to the next episode, whatever, on to the next series of actors that we're going to look at. You get us going back in the past to why did I not get this part, which is probably what you really want to know, by saying, can I get feedback? And then you put yourself in a situation where the casting director is going, okay, let me come out of the job that I'm actually hired to do and think of this actor and what he or she did and what was wrong with it. And by putting that casting director in coach mode, you've actually shifted the relationship entirely. You've now possibly made it less likely that you'll get called into that casting office again, because even if the feedback was mostly positive, you run the risk of that casting director going, oh, well, that actor's too much work, because when they come in and don't get the part, then I have to have a 10-minute conversation about it, or I have to have 2 emails that go back and forth about it. And life's too short. There's way too much to do. We're on to the next project. There's a new set of problems, a new set of castings to do. So that's something to keep in mind. And I know you're not asking specifically about a casting director, but I wanted to use that as a really crystal clear, hopefully, example of why you want to be careful asking anyone to leave the job that they actually have. And so when you ask your manager to become your mentor, you put yourself in a position to receive information that is not motivated from a place of what's in your best interest. And a good mentor is going to be someone who is able to talk to you about what it is you're facing through the lens of, and from what I know about you, here's some extra help. And I don't know that there are people at certain tiers or in certain jobs throughout the industry that are the best equipped to be mentors for actors, just based on what it is that they're dealing with and facing and what their budget is for time and stuff like that. So I would say yes is the short answer. It can be, but be really sure that it's the right fit and the best choice would be the longer answer. Or the longer short answer. Yeah. Let's see. What other kind of questions do we have? Looks like Cynthia and Aaron are talking, so maybe I don't need to answer any of that. Andrew, you have a liter mug that you use for water. It says, good morning, sunshine. Aw, I'm sorry I missed you while I was in New York. Oh, you've been? Missy, you've been to Santorini and Malta? Oh my God. I'm so excited. Like I can't even. Kim is using our awesome profile picture. So we have several profile pictures that we've made available in the dojo for people who are doing the live round of getting gear for the next year this summer, starting midnight Pacific, Friday, June 1st. You'll get your first email. Oh my God. We'll do our first live call on June 10th. So excited. Oh my God. This amazing little set of images that we put out. I love our team so much. My team is so flippin' badass. And so I said, I kind of want a thing where people who are participating can like put up a sign that says, gone fishing. Like, don't bother me for 100 days. I am going to be working on my next tier career. I'm going to be singularly focused on summer school, getting gear for the next tier. And you can come by and check on me to give me encouragement. You can come by and make sure that I'm showing up for myself. But Otherwise, my social media use is going to be really limited because I got shit I got to do, and I need to not be distracted by all the nonsense that happens on social media every day. So Kim is using one of the images that we made available in the dojo. And yes, JC, the dojo, there was a Rachel, he's talking about, Rachel, you're talking about a Facebook group. JC was asking about where to get this image, and it is in the Start Strong page of the dojo. The dojo is, in fact, the hub at dojo.bonniegillespie.com, where you can have your full experience of whatever program you're in, getting gear for the next tier, SMFA All Access, if you're doing 6 weeks to LA, or if you're taking any of the SMFAU courses and all that good stuff. So there is a private Facebook group for graduates of getting gear for the next tier who are still in the membership, but that's not where these images are. So that's what JC was asking. So I don't want him to be sent down the wrong path. It is, in fact, at a place you already have access because you received your welcome kit and your username and password and some pre-day one homework. So hopefully y'all are already taking the 4 tendencies the 4 tendencies quiz from Gretchen Rubin. And I'm loving the conversations that are already happening about, being an obliger, or being a rebel, or being a questioner, or being an upholder, and what it means, and how to buddy up so that you can really have the kind of support that will make it more likely that you succeed and show up for yourself throughout the program. Because it's a lot. It's 100 days. It's, the endurance is not small. Let's see. Oh, good, Kim. I'm glad you did the cover photo too. That's amazing. Good. Sandra, I think I will be giving you more information about the Atlanta visit. I mean, first of all, when I have it, because all I know right now is I'm going in September for my daddy's 85th birthday. But I know I'm going to be doing one speaking engagement through a talent agency that used to represent me there. And whenever I'm back, I try to give back to their current client base and to them as a thank you for having repped me when I was starting out. That's that kind of thing that I always tell y'all to do. Like, please when you're holding up something gold and shiny, thank that first casting director that got you Taft-Hartley, thank that first agent that represented you. I mean, unless it was a spaghetti slinging shit show of an agent, maybe not. But if somebody took a chance on you early in your career, remember to thank them when you're holding up something gold and shiny. Well, my version of that is every time I go back to Atlanta, I offer that I will come and speak to the entire talent roster of one of the talent agencies in town that used to rep me. And so we're right now putting together all the details about that. I will also probably offer a one-day class while I'm in town that has nothing to do with the agency talk. But I don't know. I mean, I'm there for my dad's birthday. So we'll have to figure out the right kind of timing and the right kind of location, because Atlanta's big and spread out. And I know you know that, of course, but it makes it a little challenging to get to be all the places that I need to be. I'm loving this. Rosalie is checking on her mentees. Rosalie, you're so awesome. So mentorship with Getting Gear for the Next Tier, what I love about this is if you have a mentee, if you're already in the program and you have a mentee, or if you're someone who's starting out and you grab a mentor, which is someone who's currently enrolled in the program, you're able to buddy up before the program even starts and get some great advice on how to make the most of it. How to navigate some of the days that might be more challenging. You can have check-ins with one another. I've seen people doing like regular texts or WhatsApp or tweets or email dates or Zoom meetings or whatever. And of course, getting together in person if you're in the same market. Like, I just freaking love watching the kind of support that builds from our mentors and mentees. And I've noticed, and this is true for me when I mentor someone, I've noticed that quite a few of our mentors say they get more out of the program when they have a mentee, because the questions that the mentees ask create a situation where the mentor goes, oh, wow, I had never looked at it that way. And that's a really fantastic question. And that gets me really thinking about this in a way that's actually sparked something that I didn't know was going to happen for me. So thank you for that. And that conversation really helps a great deal. JC has already updated his photo. Amazing. Love it. Fabulous. Great. I love that everybody's going for the little, what is it? The old school 1990s under construction comic book or Comic Sans font one. When Jen put that together for us, she was like, I will only use Comic Sans for you and only for this occasion. I was like, you really do love me, because I know graphic people hate to use Comic Sans, but it just had to be used in this very 1990s, like 8-bit little image. So that is phenomenal. Hey, Rowena. Good, Laura. I'm glad that was true for you as well. Elizabeth has a question. Should I not take any other acting classes for 100 days? Oh my God. No, take all the classes you want. You know, me too, Laura. That Gone Fishing one is the one that sings to my heart. Also just because of where I was when I took that photo. You know, you do what makes your heart sing. The whole idea behind these 100 days and why it's 100 days in particular, aside from the fact that I just love 100-day challenges, and y'all know that if you've read my columns over the years, you know that that's always been a part of my life, is setting up goals that are 100 days out and then working backwards from there to where I sit today and coming up with a game plan to get there, because that is very effective for me. That's really why I built the curriculum the way that I did. It's meant, however, to become a part of your day-to-day. The whole idea behind 100 days of intense work, I'm not going to lie, it's, you know, I try to make it bite-sized. I try to make it not overwhelming, but it is intense. And there are some days that you're going to get overwhelmed, and that's okay. It's not the end of the world, because there's just going to be some days in life that you get overwhelmed, right? The idea is, it's meant to be stuff that you can integrate into your daily life ongoing. And so one of the reasons that I say, don't feel like you have to not, how'd I do? Oh no, that's a mess. Don't feel that you have to not take other classes, because you're going to be in life doing multiple things. You're going to be enrolled in a program and then have a booking. Like, you're going to have to go on location for a shoot. You're going to have opportunities come up that being able to face them head on while you're also enrolled in the course is part of the muscle that we're building. We need to be in a place where, for example, let's say this was 100 days of a workout challenge, like a physical workout. You are going to have days during the 100 days where you get a cold, and you've got to be able to figure out, how do I modify my 100-day workout program so that I'm able to stick to my 100-day goal while respecting the fact that I am compromised in my health right now. So the whole point of this is, you're going to get a booking. It's going to take you away. You're going to be like, I can't do the 100 days for like 3, 4, 5 solid days. Oh my God, I've got an entire week or two that I just can't do it. One of the reasons we want you to have a mentor is so you can have that person to check in with, even when you're not able to show up to the dojo every day. And that's why after each day unlocks, it stays open to you as long as you're a member of the crew. So you're able to go back and binge watch or catch up and revisit some of those days. So I think it's important to continue to live your life while you are enrolled in the program, because that's part of teaching yourself. I don't just drop everything when I get a booking. I actually still have to live my life, and that includes dealing with my self-care and keeping my self-taping skills going and showing up for myself with updating my show Bible. These are things that can't fall by the wayside for very long without having consequences. And we're looking for creating endurance for your entire career. And so that's why I would recommend that you have the whole thing going as much as possible, meaning don't stop taking classes just because you're in getting gear. All right. Great. Thank you guys for sharing. And I love this. Katie is sharing. It was fun seeing my classmates notice a difference in me over the 100 days. As class always starts off with share time, and they saw my attitude and outlook on my career shift at the same time they were seeing my acting shift. Badass. Fucking love it. That makes me so happy. Rock on. All right, Amber. I really hope this runs again. I was planning on taking my first step post-graduation by doing the program this summer. Then I discovered I got accepted into a Shakespeare apprenticeship I'd applied for. Good luck to everyone. Amber, congratulations. That is phenomenal. I hope the apprenticeship is just everything that you dreamed it would be. And we're not closing it for good. We're just closing it for the summer. So yes, we will be open again. The big question mark for us right now is, do we open it again for people to register whenever? Or do we open it up only for live rounds going forward? Because if the live round is a massive success and people have breakthroughs like never before, because remember, the program's been up and running for a year and a half now. If we are in a situation where, hang on, I've got to address this. Aman, honey, I show plenty of courtesy. You need to show some courtesy and respect to the fact that this is a topic that we're covering, and you've been throwing up question after question after question of how do I act? How do I get a job in Hollywood? How do I become famous? And the courtesy that I'm showing you is not booting you from my fucking broadcast, all right? So that's how that works. Anyway, I want to make sure that everybody is very clear that we are going to make decisions at the end of this live round or toward the end of this live round of, wow, we saw people have major breakthroughs in these 100 days that we never saw happen in the year and a half prior. And if that's the case, we may only ever do live rounds. And so since we're only going to ever do live rounds after that, then we would have to strategize on when is the next live round and when do we reopen and the logistics behind that. Or we go, okay, that was fun, enjoyed the live round, that took a lot out of us. The rate of success was about the same, and it caused us to have to put in X amount more work and spend X amount more dollars to run the live round. Plus we lost Y amount of dollars by not being open for registration ongoing. So we're going to actually just continue it on as an evergreen course, which means people can join whatever they want. We're going to be making those decisions as we get into September, and either we will reopen it for ongoing registration later in 2018, or we will announce when the next live round is going to be. But what we won't be doing is going, okay, now it's a never again. You can't ever take Getting Gear for the next year. And I say that because I've seen a lot of people who market things on the internet say, I don't know when we're ever going to offer this again. We may never, ever offer Getting Gear for the next year ever again. And I'm like, you lie. You already got on your fucking calendar for 3 years from now exactly when you're going to offer it and all the extra details involved in pulling it together. And you just lie. You marketing. You're pushing that FOMO button and making people skirt that they can't do a program. So you got to make them nervous that it's going to go away and never return, or you don't know if it's ever going to return. You lie. I'm not going to lie to you. All right. No, you're good. Yeah, Jay, we'll be here when you're ready, sweetheart. And you know we've got a payment plan. We'll work with you. All right. How do you know, Monica, if you found the right headshot photographer? Okay, that's a little off from the topic of mentorship. And I tossed it up here thinking that it was a question about our topic today. And I'm cool with doing other topics usually later after we've concluded the topic of the intended broadcast. But what I would do, well, Monica, if you're taking Getting Gear for the next year, I would tell you to go to day 42, because that covers it intensely. By the time you've reached day 42, you've also done so much brand work and alignment work with your targets that you have no question identifying which headshot photographer is going to be the right one for your brand and your targets, because you can actually do the research that shows exactly what that combination should be. If you're not, which I'm guessing from the way you've worded this, you just randomly hopped in on this broadcast and aren't here to ask questions about getting gear for the next tier. So I will assume you're not going to enroll. If you are going to enroll, great. We'll see you in the dojo and we'll cover all this over the course of the next couple months. But if you're not taking the program, then I would say Google Bonnie Gillespie best headshots you've ever had. And you'll land on an article that I wrote where I walk you through some tips for making sure that you've got the right headspace for the kind of headshots that you want, and then figuring out which headshot photographer is right for you. I've got a whole chapter in self-management for actors that covers that, and an SMFA hot sheet in the dojo that is free for you to download as an accompaniment to your copy of self-management for actors. You just have to pop in your email address and confirm the thing that says, are you sure it's okay for us to send you email? And very important these days that everything's double confirmed, of course, and we've always been legal on that, but I know a lot of emails been going out lately about the new laws in other places in the world, and it's like, we don't have to go, the sky's falling, because we've always been doing it legal. Point is, there's an SMFA hot sheet in there specifically about headshot photographers and suggestions on how to look through their gallery to understand if they actually shoot your type for your targets. Because if it does, it could be the best photographer in the world, and if they don't shoot your type well for your targets well, then you've wasted your money. So definitely pop over here. Thank you, Erin. You are my queen. You're everybody's queen. Erin's everybody's damn queen. So good. Yes, head over there, grab your SMFA hot sheet, and that will take care of you there. I am going to come on over to Miss Julie. Can you speak about what to expect of the mentor relationship in getting gear? I would love to. Thank you, Julie. This is going to vary mentor to mentor and mentee to mentee, because everybody's got different needs. Everybody's got different communication styles. There are some mentors. No worries, Monica. Glad you're here. Glad you popped in and asked a question. Hope you'll stick around. Everybody's got a different learning style. Everybody's got a different communication style. Everybody's got a different way of navigating the 100 days. And there will be some people who say, yeah, I just clocked in once a week and then played catch up. And then it's part of the reason we're doing the live calls during this live round, is to make sure that you have a check-in with us every 10 days throughout the program. In addition to what we're doing every day in the comments, obviously we want to actually get on the phone and be able to talk like this, except you'll actually be able to talk too. I'll be able to hear you, not just hear me. So I think that because there are some mentors who will tell you, I just showed up every 7 days and then did a big binge. There are going to be others who say, nope, I set it as my homepage and I was at the dojo every damn day. I did the getting gear curriculum first thing. It was without question my non-negotiable for the day. And then everything else I did after that would come off of my having done my journaling and my viewing or my reading, or depending on what the homework is for that particular day, because it's all different. You're going to have those two extremes and everywhere in between. And you're going to probably have some mentors out there who technically didn't finish the 100 days. And that's a little challenging for me, because of course what I want in mentorship is someone who feels like they got a handle on it in a way that they will be helpful to someone else. However, as I mentioned before, some people find they get helped a great deal by helping others. For example, my primary learning style is interactive, which is a very rare primary learning style. More typical primary learning styles are listening or reading or visual, which is not, it's different than reading, but it's obviously in the same ballpark. Those three are the top three learning styles for primary. My primary learning style is interactive, not a very common primary learning style. And it means that I best learn things by having a conversation about them, and not just talking to people, but having a yes and. And so there are times in our team cricket meetings where, Jen or Mimi or Erin have just the entire job sometimes is listen to Bonnie as she talks this shit out and throw a question or an opinion out so that there can be that interactivity that stimulates the part of the brain that makes Bonnie learn better. So because I know this about myself, I know that I would learn so much more as a mentor than I would going the program on my own. And so even if I were doing it for the first time without an official mentor, I would have an accountability buddy. And I would say, we're going to get together once every whatever number of days, or we're going to check in with each other via text or whatever every day. And we're going to have a little like, whoa, this was interesting. What did you think about XYZ? Yeah, that was weird for me too. Okay, but when I saw this, I thought blah, blah. And then that back and forth, for me, is going to stimulate learning. So here's what I'm going to ask you, Julie, is to have a conversation with your mentor, because I know that you've already selected one, and kind of define some terms. Like, what kind of learner are you? And also, if you've taken the 4 tendencies quiz, which is in that welcome kit, and on your Start Strong page there, I list like what each of the 4 tendencies are and why we want to know which one is your dominant framework, or your dominant tendency in the framework from Gretchen Rubin, is because if you determine that you're a questioner, you need to have conversations regularly with your mentor or your accountability buddy in which you can ask questions, even if the other person doesn't know all the answers, because asking those questions is going to stimulate the part of your brain that helps you have a better understanding of what you're experiencing. And of course, if you are a rebel, as your primary tendency, you're probably going to struggle with anything that is structured, because you're like, fuck the structure. Okay, great. Then know that about yourself and have a relationship with your mentor where it may seem random, but it's motivated right this second. I need to talk to my mentor, and make sure your mentor has an open door for that. And mostly what we're expecting of the mentor is that he or she is going to be able to relate to you. This is normal when you do things like fall behind, or when something's confusing to you, or when something that I've taught doesn't seem to be relatable in your market, to have the conversation about, yeah, here's the element that made a big difference for me in my specific market that is different from the way it works in LA, for example. Having that kind of conversation, not only with us in the comments, but also with another human being who's been through the program, I think can be incredibly helpful. And just knowing that you're not meant to be in a race to get to the end. And if you don't keep up with each day right on time as it comes, that doesn't mean that you failed. Having a mentor who says, oh no, everybody falls behind. Everybody falls behind. Honestly, we've had 400 something people in the program, and I'm going to say probably I could name 6 people ever, who actually finished the 100 days right on time in 100 days with no playing catch up, no, I missed a day and so now I'm doubling back, no delay past the 100 days. And that's not because it's designed for you to not succeed at it in 100 days. It's because life happens. And when life happens, you got to go do the shit that happens in life. And sometimes that means you're going to be taken away from your computer or your best intentions to show up for yourself for a couple of days. Or you're going to have a booking and you're on location and you have no internet. And yay, you. I mean, that's what we want, right? So being able to talk to somebody about, yeah, that sounds right. That doesn't bother me. Yeah, it takes however long it takes. Right on. I think that's part of what the mentorship relationship is meant to be. And we've seen mentors and mentees go on to do things like create short films together, be production company buddies. They've actually created companies together and started producing things regularly. They self-tape with one another and show up as each other's readers. We've even had some start dating. So it can turn into who knows what. But I would say if I were to have an agenda about what I would hope for in a mentor-mentee relationship, it would just be that I've got someone that I can bounce things off and check. Is this normal? And where I feel like I'm missing something, can you help me fill in the spaces? And maybe sometimes just somebody saying exactly what I've covered or Keith has covered or my team has covered in the course itself, you might hear it from someone else in just a slightly different way. And the nearly exact same words can mean something entirely different when you hear them from somebody else or in a different presentation. Speaking of words, what's on my cup? What's on my cup? It's in French. God dang, everything's in French here. Everything's in French here. Everything's in French here. Everything's in French here. Vernissa, I've always wanted to mentor. Do it, girl. Do it, girl. Mentor your butt off. Do it. Do it. Let me see. I'm scrolling to find this one more time. Bam. Good. I'm glad. For the record, Rosalie did not start dating her mentee. If you say so. It's not what I heard. What else you got? We got some mentors that are buying the ninja bracelets from us and giving them to their mentees to help motivate them during the course, which is super sweet. I've got a couple of orders that have already come through that I need to package and get mailed off when I get back to LA later this week. These are the ones that I brought with me on my trip. Da-da-da. Hooking up is not dating, says Keith. Thanks, Keith. Appreciate that. Appreciate that clarification. Oh, you miss me? Is the cat still alive? These are the important questions that I have after having been out of town for way too long. So, but this is part of an endurance test. My being out of town this time out is to get me ready for when I'm going to be out of town for 5 weeks in October and November. And I actually have to say October, November, because I don't come back to the States until like November 11th. So I can't just say I'm out of the country for October, which I'm not out of the country for all of October. I'm in New York for like 9-10 days. Then I leave the country and I don't come back until November. Elizabeth, I signed up without a mentor. That means I don't get one, right? Well, you can informally have a mentor. Like, of course, we can't stop you from buddying up. And there are people who love the buddying up and want to just do it. Like, I think we've got our record holder. Who's our record holder? It's one of our London-based ninjas. Is it Lucy? I think it might be Lucy. Lydia also is pretty high up there. I'm looking in my brain. I don't have pieces of paper here. I mean, I do have pieces of paper out there, but this is in a spreadsheet that's on my computer. I think our record holder mentor has 6 mentees formally. And then she has another couple that she just works with informally because they signed up without cementing the mentorship relationship at enrollment. So I would encourage you to still connect with somebody, and you just don't get the coaching bonus for the 2 of you. But definitely, I would totally put it out there that you want a super secret. So here is the announcement that we want a super secret accountability, not a mentor. Yeah, Lucy is very busy, Keith, you're right. And Lydia does have a lot. I mean, which is great. I love when people feel like they can have a lot of mentees and people counting on them and asking them questions. And then sometimes we have people who mentor and then don't actually get in touch a lot. And so there's no one right way to do it, but there is a right way to like fix these little bra hookies. Because I'm getting pissed at the lack of symmetry. oh, I know how I can fix being pissed at the lack of symmetry is do just like a flash dance situation all the way around. Ha ha ha. Now I can't be bothered with the lack of symmetry because I cannot see it. I trick myself because I know the things that make me fucking crazy. So let's just not see the thing that makes me fucking crazy, and then I can't be crazy. It's kind of like how I just don't look at Keith sometimes because he makes me crazy. All right. Who else has questions? Keith says Thwok is his mentor. That is our cat. Well, good. And that means she's not dead. And that was one of the things. Don't kill the cat while I'm gone. So thank you. All right. Other questions you might have. Now we can move away from mentorship if there are other questions. And you can ask questions that are not related to getting gear for the next tier. That is obviously the main thing that I'm chatting about right now. Just because we close registration tomorrow, and I don't want anyone going, wait, I didn't know you were closing. I missed my chance. I want in. How do I get in? Because if you don't get in, you can't get in. You can't get in. And I would really be sad if you wanted to get in and you couldn't get in. So there you go. There you go. No, we talked about mentoring in general, not just for getting gear. And David, that also answers your question. We did. Definitely. Yeah, you betcha. Which day is the hardest? All right, fam. Those of you here who have taken getting gear for the next tier, I know which days have the most comments, which in my mind would say that means they are the most talked about. I mean, that's really the only data I have, is that if they have the most comments, it means it spurred the most conversation. And definitely day 3, day 4, day 6, day 39, like a motherfucker. Whoo! Yeah, there's some days that have like a ridiculous amount of comments, like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of comments. And there are people who've been like, oh, could you turn off the comments so that it's just so much. And I'm like, no, that's a fucking secret masterclass in there. Like, you take the class and then budget time to go through and read the comments. You're not going to be able to read them all, but read the comments and you're basically getting a masterclass. Laura, you are still in the middle of getting gear, more than halfway through, and loving it. One of the best things I could have done for my acting career. I love that, sweetie. Sweetie, that's amazing. Cynthia says, hardest, content creation, but so beneficial, educational, empowering, and enriching. Good for you. Cynthia, that makes me really happy, because I love it if something that you're like, this is hard, and even if you're not saying you are, but if someone is saying, oh, I don't fucking like it, and then you do it anyway, and then you go, this was totally worth it. I mean, it's kind of how I feel about like pole tricks that I've learned over the years, where I'm just like, oh, this one is just killing me. I can't do it. And then I finally master it and I make it look beautiful. And I go, finally. And then someone new sees me do the trick and goes, that trick is so gorgeous. And I'm like, and I worked for every fucking heartbeat of that trick. I think the same is true for content creation. If you struggle with it and then you do it, then you're going to get so good at it that people are going to be like, oh my God, you make it look so easy. Vernissa, day one's no joke, girl. Day one is no joke. We start like right in. Like, yeah, we're not playing. Rosalie says it varies depending on what you haven't figured out. There are some days that just require ongoing maintenance, like show Bible stuff. Yeah, show Bible is confronting to a lot of people, because it just makes them realize I have not kept up with my information about all the people in the industry. And I know I need to keep up with these people and who they are and who their relationships are with and webs of trust and all that. And that can require an awful lot of muscle growing. Aaron says, it depends on which area you need to make the most growth. Yeah. The hardest days are probably the ones you need most. I don't disagree about that. Yeah. Laura says same. So yeah. Elizabeth, I would say stocking up on some treats for that first week is probably a good idea. I'm willing to bet that there are going to be some things in that first week that are a little confronting, especially when it comes to self-care and believing you're enough, and being happy for others' successes, and a lot of the big mindset stuff that we do in that first week. Alexandra, sorry. I know we've got another Alexandra who is okay with me calling her Alex, and then we've got you who's like, no, it's Alexandra. So my apologies. Alexandra, self-care, something I'm learning more and more. Didn't realize how much I neglect it. Super important. Yeah, I think that was big for me too, Alexandra, is that just going through a moment of, like, with this mind-body work that I'm doing right now, and going, wow, at the amount of ignoring shit that actually needs even just a tiny bit more attention. Just a tiny bit more attention. Can't I do that? Can't I just give it a little more? And it's going to make such a big difference. Of course, sweetheart, I do. Okay, because it's in my show Bible. My show Bible is big, healthy. That muscle for show Bible is strong, and I may forget for a millisecond, but then I'm going to be right back out there going, no, that's Alexandra. You know that. And Keith is absolutely accurate with this one. Everybody loves it when there's a Keith day. There's not a ton of them, but there are days that I'm like, okay, I'm going to hand things over to Keith. I'm going to let him take care of this topic because he actually does a better job of teaching it and explaining it than I can. And I step aside, and when I step aside and he pops in, people are like, yay, Keith. I'm like, it's like Norm at Cheers. Everybody's so fucking happy when Keith comes in. Well, Vanessa, you did the work. I'm proud of you, girl. The Keith days are awesome. And Shannon, good. You're in processing mode for day 43. Day 43 is one of the content creation days. There are more in the back half of the 100, because in the back half of the 100, you sort of wrangled some of the type and brand and targeting stuff to the point that then we talk about spoiler alert, we talk about much bigger issues of content creation, including things like distribution. And I like 43 too. 43 is a good day. 43 is a good day. I like them all. Oh, don't be scared. Don't be scared, Elizabeth. I'm glad your fear is in a good way. Good. It's fun. And, oh my God, you have hundreds of people in there supporting you. Like that's what I'm loving about this. I'm realizing I'm thigh slapping my ass off while I'm sitting here in my Torcondo, which is not usually how I broadcast. So my setup is so different here. That I'm extra thigh slappy. The thing I'm loving about the live round is just how many freaking people are in there at once, and that energy of showing up to the same page on the same schedule is something we haven't had since our inaugural class. And those who've been with us since the inaugural class remember that energy and that excitement of, showing up to the new page and having a party there with 100 other people, except this time it's hundreds of other people. So we've upgraded our systems. Oh my God. We've upgraded our systems. Keith just confirmed today that we did take our phone system. So y'all know how we always do the free quarterly calls for the book, how in January, April, July, and October, we always do a free live call. We had to upgrade because last call we got too full, and we can have several hundred people on the call and listening online, another whatever few hundred, and we upgraded so we're now in 1,000. I don't know how many hundreds can be actually live on the call, and then how many thousand or whatever can be listening through the web link. And I'm like, oh my God, this upgrade is a really scary, we're a big company kind of thing for such a mom and pop shop. But then I look at our numbers and I go, no, we fucking need that. We're going to be doing calls every 10 days with hundreds of people. So we have to be able to accommodate everybody, which makes me super happy. I'm excited too. The energy is lush, Laura. Yes, ma'am. Oh, let's see. Here's a good tip from Alexandra. Back to mentoring. You never know where they could come from. Got a job at a yoga studio in WeHo. Many members are in various parts of the industry, but by just chatting and using Ninjosity, learned in 100 days, I connected with one member who's a writer-producer. Long story short, now this person is my mentor. That is phenomenal. Love you putting that Ninjosity to work, Alexandra. Thank you. Good job. All right, Carlos, definitely. Carlos, we will see you Friday morning. We're getting gear live. Oh my God, so excited. Yeah, Cynthia, I'm glad you were able to listen online because it was frustrating to have people going, I can't get in. I was like, I didn't think we had reached that level, but we had. So now we just get to spend more money on more things to accommodate more people. And oh my God, what a fun problem to have. I was just actually prepping. I'm going to do an interview when I get back to LA, which I think I'm not yet going to disclose what it's for. We'll just leave it at that. But I was contacted actually when I got to Chicago by a team that is putting together a new television series about growing small empires, which we've got. And I was asked to be interviewed in early June. And I was like, great, I get back to LA in early June, so let's do it. And so I was looking over the interview questions because they've now sent me everything to prep for my on-camera interview. And as I'm looking through the questions, and one of the things is, like, how did you grow and how did you build up your tech? Like, what are the different things that you would say spend money on sooner? What are things that you would say we waited to invest in that and it was fine? And it's really fun to look at things now from a perspective of, yeah, we got to the point where we had to throw more money at our server so it would go faster and accommodate more people, and our now phone line for our free teleconferencing calls because we need to be able to throw a bigger party and all that. Yeah, it's good. It's good. So you won't be locked out again. Cynthia, you won't be locked out of our live round calls. I don't think that's possible. Unless we have the most ridiculous rush on new membership enrollment within the next 36 hours. No, it's 36 hours is not even, we're closed. What do we have? 33 hours left? 32 hours and 58 minutes? No. Yeah. No, I'm doing the time backwards. Damn it. Okay. We close enrollment at 10 p.m. Pacific on Thursday, May 31st. Whatever amount of time that is between then and right now, whenever you're watching this, I should not try to do time math when I'm in a different time zone. And my computer's time zone is still LA because I don't let my computer find out I've left LA, because if I do, it completely fucks up my calendar and I can't have that. Anyway, point is, unless we have a ridiculous run on new enrollment, I mean like crazy numbers on enrollment, we won't outgrow our phone line at this new level that we just upgraded to. And if we do, like seriously, if we end up with 1,000 fucking people in getting gear for the next tier, first of all, drinks are on me, like for everybody, forever. Yay. And then second, yeah, we would have to upgrade again, and we would have the money to do so because that's a lot of people. Anyway, hi, Thalma. How are you? I'm so excited for our time together. 3256 and counting. I was not bad with my math, y'all. I was not bad with my math. Yay me. All right, here's the link one more time. Any final questions about mentoring, about what to look for in a mentor, about how to know if you're a good fit as a mentor or to get a mentor, tips that you want to share about getting through these 100 days, those of you who've done it before, ways to not get overwhelmed. Let me see. I'm going to check one more place that I had left myself some notes about today. So I'm leaving the screen. Y'all could still see me. I can't see you. Not like I could see you. Your camera's not on. Oh my God. I need to go home. I've been traveling too long. And like I said, I've been trying to get myself prepared for the endurance that is a trip this long, and then I still have 2 weeks. I'm so ready to be home right now, and I can't imagine that I'm going to be gone for 5 weeks on my next trip. Not my next trip. My next trip is to Berkeley, and I'm going to be gone for a long weekend. But yep. Okay, I'm just looking over my notes to make sure that I covered everything that I said I wanted to cover. Keith, I would ask Lydia what it's like to be a mentor, but she's in Ireland right now, or Scotland. I think she's in Scotland right now. So, what, does she have all her mentees over for D&D? Like she said, like has a mentee party. Jay, my pleasure. I love getting to check in with y'all, even from the road. Ooh, and I think my cable is long enough, maybe, that it'll let me show you. Lydia just joined the vid. Lydia is not in Scotland. All right. I thought Lydia was in Scotland. Shows what I know. I mean, I guess you could be in Scotland and still be on our Facebook Live, right? Are you ready? So excited. Laura wants D&D mentorship. Let's arrange that. I will be nowhere near that. Not on brand. That is not my thing. Okay, I'm going to see if I can carry. I did this with the, oh my God, Rachel wants a D&D mentee party too. What the crap? Oh, there's a lot of D&D lovers in our group. Who knew? Oh, okay. I got a lot of technology here that I'm going to try not to break. Oh, nope. If I carry that, I will be breaking things. Oh, I know. Hang on. I'm going to let you look down my shirt while I move things. Keith DMs? No, I don't. I think the party he goes to every month is one of my masterminders is the DM. One of my entrepreneurial masterminders. I just want to show you my view. Hang on. Right there. Look it. What? Oh, Keith does. Keith DMs. Okay. So earlier today, there were people walking around that thing, like up top, walking around it, like making me nervous. I'll see if they're still out there. No, they were working on some stuff. So anyway, this is my pretty view. Let me show you over this shoulder. There's the harbor. So I get to watch planes take off from that little airstrip all day long. And a little ferry boat go back and forth taking people across the harbor. I know. I love the view in my Torcondo. My Torcondo has a really great view. Thank you for enduring the little walk across the living room / kitchen / whatever. It's a condo. It's all very nice. And definitely traveling has taught me what kinds of things I want in my life, in my, not my condo, at my home. So that's nice. Hello. Hi, Marianne. Good to see you. We're going to see you in the dojo. Hang on, Valma. I saw your question. Let me get plugged back in. That's one thing. I'm plugged, hardwired into the internet here because I had a little issue with the Wi-Fi the other day. Okay. Would you have time for private coaching during the 100 days, like one a month? Yes, absolutely. And you qualify for a discount because you're in Getting Gear. And when you're in the Getting Gear membership, you get, in some cases, like a really significant discount off my coaching. So, yep, I can make time for you once a month during 100 days. Not a problem. Happy to. Just hit reply on any email that you've gotten for any Bond Blast. Let me know if you want to do in-person at my place in Santa Monica, or if you want to do Zoom, which we're using Zoom now instead of Skype. Another place we've spent money to upgrade is we're moving to Zoom from Skype because Skype is no bueno. Or if you want to do phoners. All of it, any of it, combination. Yes, we can do that. Nalani, can someone direct me to the Facebook profile graphics in the dojo? Nalani, did you register for the 100-day program? Or are you already a member of the 100-day program? Because that would be where you're looking. And if you're not yet in the program, which I can check, I think, I'm not sure if I can check from here. I may have to wait until I'm out of the broadcast. You would need to get registered, and then you're going to get access to the Start Strong page. So if you have not yet received your email inviting you to go to the Start Strong page and get it's in the welcome kit, all of your pre-day one homework, and also a space in the Start Strong page where all the graphics are. We will get you all hooked up. Hooray! Oh, Shannon, your husband is from Toronto? It is so pretty. It's so pretty. It's so clean. And everybody is so freaking nice. Oh my gosh. Everybody's so nice. Everybody's so polite. There was actually a protest march that I ended up walking through inadvertently on Sunday. And it was so polite. Like, people were yelling, but then they were like, sorry. Like the nicest protest I've ever seen. Really weird. Bernard, score free coaching if you enrolled with a mentor and put out the qualifying tweet within 7 days of your initial enrollment, which your mentor would have relayed to you along with instructions on how to do that. Then you both score free coaching with me. Yeah, I know, right? Cursed. God, that's the only thing. There's actually still a sign on the front of this condo that says, careful, falling ice and snow. Like, there's a zone where, because it's a high rise, that you don't want to stand because ice and snow could fall. And I'm like, I don't want to live in a place where that sign even exists. That's just, I'll go visit a place where that sign exists. Yeah, that would be nice. Okay, good. Thelma, we'll do it. We'll do it. Just hit reply on any Bond Blast and say, I want to do a coaching package. And what we'll do is a 3 1-hour coaching package. And it's basically like you buy 2, get 1 free. So it's a really significant discount to get the 3 together. And then you'll have them in the bank for us to get together in person in Santa Monica for some coaching. No, Laura. You have to, your mentor, it's an enrollment bonus. It's an enrollment bonus. So think of it this way. The free coaching is an enrollment bonus. So when you enroll, new person, when you enroll with a mentor, because like somebody said, hey, let me tell you about getting gear for the next tier. You should do it. It was really great for me. I'll mentor you. That person enrolls, you give them the tweet, they put that out within the first 7 days of their enrollment. Then you both score the private coaching. Yeah, we got some people who are like, I never technically finished the 100 days, so I'm restarting from day 1, but they've been in the program for a year. And they're like, can I get a mentor bonus? I want to be a mentee. And I'm like, nope, that's not a thing. It's an enrollment bonus. It's, obviously I still knock the price way down on private coaching for people who do want to have that one-on-one time with me. So, you still get a spectacular deal, but you just think of it as like, it's to get more people enrolled. We want to then give the gift of coaching both the person who enrolled and the person who helped them enroll. Yes. Yeah. New people. Exactly. You got it, baby. You got it. Aaron, can you toss up the link one more time along with the deadline and include the year this time, because things live forever on the internet, and I would hate for someone to see this in 2019 or 2020 and go, but I'm in time, and us be on like a completely different cycle with the dates. Please. That would be great. Thank you all. Oh my gosh. I'm so excited. I go home tomorrow. I've loved Toronto, though. The people that I've met here and worked with here are so nice. And I coach a client tomorrow before I go to the airport who has been with me a really long time. She actually met me. Thank you. She met me when I came out here in 2011. And taught I did a talk at the Second City Training Center, and then the following day or day after that, I did a one-day SMFA retreat-like class. And she and I worked together. She came to the talk, then we worked together in that class. Then she did a private coaching with me. And so she's been with me for almost 7 years now. And she's been masterminding and continuing to coach with me. And she's not in Getting Gear for the Next Year, though. I'm going to ask her about that tomorrow, because it seems a little strange that she has not done, I don't know, maybe she's not into online learning. She prefers the in-person dynamic. And she travels to LA. Her career brings her to LA quite a bit. So we've done private coaching when she's come to LA. But anyway, I am very excited because tomorrow I get to not only coach with her, but have lunch with her at a really cool vegan restaurant. And then she gets to take me to the airport. I know. She's so lucky. She gets to take me to the airport. All right, Alexandra, and then we'll close things up. Wow. Okay. I know I'm shaking this up, but the chili is really settling at the bottom. Kirsten, you definitely would not be able to do this because it's a kick for me. Woo! So having done the 100 days before, I do not need to hit the restart my 100 days button since I've replied to join the live round. It'll just restart. Yeah. Alexandra, if you hit reply on the April 27th, 28th email, if you hit reply on that one and said, I'm in, and then you got an email earlier this week that said, hey, come on in, come on into the Start Strong page and get your new welcome kit, you're good. You will start receiving emails at midnight Pacific on the 1st, which is 35 something hours. Now that time's actually off by a little because that's 37 something hours from now, whatever. You'll get, Keith will tell you whatever the number of hours. Oh my God, quit trying to do math again, Gillespie. You will receive email at midnight Pacific on June 1st with your access to day one. Now, because you're an ongoing member of the membership of Getting Gear for the Next Year, your member level has never closed. So technically you can go hit any of the days you want, anytime you want, but what's going to start up again will be the emails like the first time or like when you've hit the big red restart button. And then, of course, also these calls. And the only way people can access these calls is if they're in this I'm in group. So there will be, I don't know, 100 or so members of the program who've not said, I'm in for the live round. I think, Cynthia, this applies to you, that you're not doing the live round, but you're also not leaving the membership because you want to just keep poking around at your own pace and you don't care about the live calls. So it just means that you won't ever get an email saying we're about to do a live call and here's how to call in and here's a link to the replay page because you didn't ask for any of that kind of access. But you, Alexandra, did, so you will have access to all of that, plus all the stuff that you already have. You know what, Laura? I freaking love that welcome kit. Personally, I'm very proud of that welcome kit. I think it's awesome. It's got just amazing tips for starting strong in any kind of change you want to make in your life. You do not have Alexandra Griffin in the live round thingy, Keith says. Alexandra, did you see that? Womp womp. Laura, you received an email April 27th, April 28th that said you have to reply to this email and say, I'm in. If you did not reply to that email saying I'm in, nothing changes for you. If, however, you replied I'm in, you will start getting the emails again for day 1 through 100 on the live schedule. You'll get invited to the calls. You'll have access to the recordings. And you will continue to have access to every page that has already opened up for you. And that access doesn't close. So you will continue to progress in your existing track, Laura, and you will start in the live track as well. Okay, then Alexandra, Keith just didn't know which you to look up. He probably looked up Alexandra rather than what I know your email address is in our system. And so this is why I do that part of the job, and him trying to be helpful looking you up actually looked up something that's not in the system. If you got the good to go email, you're fine. You don't have to send it again. You're fine. You're fine, girl. If you got the email that said, okay, we're starting in a couple of days and here's your welcome kit and it is new and it has new stuff and it's under your legal name, sweetie. I know that, but I thought Keith was speaking from also knowing that, and his show Bible is not as good as my show Bible. Joy wants to know, are you coming to the Florida area? Joy, I don't think, gosh, I used to go to Orlando and teach there. That's been a few years, like 2012, I think might have been the last time that I was in Orlando. And I have no current plans to go to Orlando or anywhere else in Florida because I'm going to be going to Atlanta, and I'm not going to put a Florida trip in conjunction with that, nor do I have time in my schedule to book a separate trip to Florida. As far as who I might recommend that you could work with in Florida, come into our Facebook group. Come over to the Self-Management for Actors Facebook group and pop in your location and what specifically you're looking for, like what kind of training you're hoping to find in Florida. And we will use the hive mind of the SMFA Facebook group to help you out. Right. And I got to get going wrapping this up because I have a mastermind group call coming up here in a little bit. And I got to finish my freaking chapter for Mary Lou Belli's new book, most importantly. And then I got to pack. I have 2 mastermind meetings and the Mary Lou Belli chapter and packing. That's my night. That's my hot last night in Toronto. That's it. I did not finish my 100 days, the first round with Love and Accountability Partner. I'm great at woo-woo stuff. Ooh, yay. Yeah, you know what, Tammy? We get a lot of people saying that they had synchronicity with the program, that they're just like, okay, how did you know that this day is exactly what I needed? And oftentimes it's because, well, we know what we just put you through 2 days before, so we know if you did the work, what that's going to open up with you. Not so great at content creation and stuff in that nature. Anyone who'd love to buddy up, hit me up here or message me. All right, Tammy. Tammy needs someone who's great with content creation and more nuts and bolts stuff, and she will support you in the woo. Oh my God, I got a new app. Speaking of the woo. So you know how we have the Abraham Hicks emotional scale? I got a new app for my mind body work that's called Mood Meter. Check this out. Let me move your comment here. It's called Mood Meter. I freaking love it. Tammy, are you in LA? I don't know if you are. Rachel's inviting you to the collaboration group. Thank you, Rachel. It's good to see you, bestie. All right. You click on there what kind of mood you're in, and then it will tell you a whole bunch of words, and you can see all the words around it. So it's kind of like visual thesaurus, and that you can see all the words around it, and then you pick like what mood you're in. And if you're like, ooh, no, I'm actually more this and that, you see the words around it. So you scoot over and it tells you like how far into the yellow you are, how deep into the blue you are. So obviously red is going to be like ragey mad shit. And blue is like depressive, low stuff. Green is like calm, chill, not bad stuff. And yellow is more hyped up, energized, excited type stuff. I love this app because it combines the Abraham Hicks emotional scale with the stuff that we do in flow theory. And those of you who have made it to the vault know, oh no, it's actually not in the vault yet. Those of you who've worked with me at either the SMFA Escape or either of the last 2 SMFA master classes in New York, you know the energy project and the 4 quadrants of our energy and how we can create things that push it to the better quadrants. So I need to get that class put in the vault for y'all, though. That's a good reminder for me. Note to self. finish that class and put it in the vault. That goes on my list behind about 300 other things that I have to do. Not behind. It's not behind 300 things. It's on the list with 300 things. Just realized I've been auditioning more than ever in my career since I halfway did Getting Gear. No coincidences, right? Yes. You're in LA? Fabulous. Tammy, connect with Rachel about the content creation group. I think that would be phenomenal for y'all to get together. Yeah, Laura, I gotta finish that class. I started working on it for the vault, and I love teaching it at the Escape or the master class. And now I need to get it in the vault as well, because it's just so fucking good to be able to steer your energy into the quadrant that it needs to go into, and to really understand the 4 centers of the types of energy that we're drawing from. So anyway, this app is super helpful in line with that. Okay, I got the last hot damn peppery. This is called Breath of Fire. They're not kidding. They're not kidding. They're really not kidding. All right, that's it. We're done. Calling it done. Last Facebook Live of my current world tour. It's been fun. Chicago was amazing. Rainier and colder than I had anticipated. New York was also amazing. Hotter than I had anticipated. Not more humid than I had anticipated. I knew it was going to be humid. And then Toronto. Friendlier protests than I had imagined. No, Toronto's been really chill. I knew Toronto was going to be chill. Fewer clients to see here, and a much more laid back schedule, which has allowed me to really focus on my personal work, which has needed to get done. Love you, beautiful people. Thank you so much for joining me for this little chat. All right, deadline for joining us for Getting Gear for the next year. That's it. We hope you'll join us. If the time is not right now, we'll see you another time. But I'm going to continue to come talk to you and hang out with you, not related to Getting Gear for the next year, of course. And those of you who are already through the 100 days, make sure you're active in the Dojo Facebook group, because we will be providing extra support in there as well. But just remember that that's for grads only. So if you've got a mentee that you're like, oh, why aren't you in the Facebook group? Because they can't be. They can't get there until they've done the 100 days. So just keep that in mind. Beautiful people. Love y'all. Hope everything continues to be amazing in your life. Thank you for joining me here. It has been a blast. If you're mentoring, thank you so much for role modeling how to do this, and for also sharing the hiccups that you might have experienced, because I know that there's value in sharing that as well. Those of you who are working with a mentor, thank you for getting some support as you rock into these 100 days, because it can be a lot. And I definitely want to make sure that you feel supported. There you go. Hit up the mentor doc if you're looking for a mentor. That's how I got mine last time. Love it. Good tip. And till next time, I'm not going to haul this over and show you. I can maybe turn it. I'm going to turn it. That's what we're going to do. We're going to turn it. We're going to end as I knock things off. Now, you can't see it quite as well. But anyway, love you, beautiful people. Thank you for joining me. Till next time, stay ninja.